Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. Only on this channel, we bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. My name remains Patrick Abambu. Every week, we'll go every length to bring you that information that pertains to security and safety. Yes, this week we have a couple of reports to bring to you. Very informative report, I won't say, but already it's countdown to the end of the year. Today is the 16th day of December, so we just have 15 days from now to the end of the year 2023. What a glorious time. It's been a year full of mixed feelings for so many people, but to God be the glory that we're all coasting safely to the end of the year and into the year 2024 by the grace of God. Yes, I will begin with the first report of the day put together by Shuli Daniels with the media parley with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwambi Musa. In his usual self, he decided to open up as a man who believes in open door policy to give account of what has been happening with the armed forces of Nigeria. Sit back as we bring you this report.
In his usual style of transparency, accountability, and integrity, which has been a hallmark of his leadership, the Chief of Defense Staff, Federal Republic of Nigeria, General Christopher Gwambin Musa, hosted a media parley this Friday at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The defense chief, who walked into already filled conference hall, gave a short remark, after which the media were invited to freely ask questions. General Musa specifically spoke on the need for clarifications of information before dissemination.
Seize this opportunity to appreciate every one of you, members of the media, for standing by us. Standing by us means that when issues come in, we have opportunities to clarify them before going to the press, which I think is most professional. And I want to urge and encourage us to continue to do that. We're going to operate very openly. We are going to be very impartial, highly professional in our conduct. Wherever there are issues anywhere, please don't hesitate to get across us and clarify. I want to specifically mention on the issue of my death, which was carried. I was standing and I saw my obituary. And I was really alarmed, because not because my picture was there or it was said I was dead, because I know nobody can take my life except when the Almighty says it, so I'm really not bothered. But the aspect that we have an avenue to discuss, and somebody will go ahead getting that information and going with all my details and everything, and the tendency is you want to find out what is the intent, what did the person want to achieve. We have been operating an open door policy. If you had any information, it's something as critical as that, you could have called to clarify. And beside that, that same day we were live on TV at the National Assembly. So I don't know what the person was doing, seeing all those facts and yet still reporting a different thing. I think it is highly, highly unprofessional. I think we should try and avoid that. We don't want to be having conflicts within us. Like I said, I operate an open door policy. If there are issues, once we err, we're going to accept that we did a mistake, like the incidents in Kaduna. If we want the truth, we always want the truth to be out. It might be bitter sometimes, but it is always one. And it makes it easier, because once it is the truth, anywhere you go, you always say the same thing. If you lie about any issue, you start making so many stories to cover a lie. So I want to please appeal to you that such issues, whatever issues are on ground, if you have anything, there are clarifications. Thank God we have phones. Either call, send text. There are people we could talk to, find out history, so that we don't make ourselves look funny.
He added the need for caution in information management, as fake news and disinformation brings down morale of the troops.
Sometimes people don't tend to always remember that people are sacrificing so much for the peace they enjoy. And one thing I want people to also enjoy is, please, to avoid demoralizing the troops. Because if somebody is there day, night, standing morning, evening, night, away from his family, getting injured, and yet he's been insulted, he's been unappreciated. I mean, we're all humans. You know what the tendencies are, this person will say, okay, since I'm not being appreciated, then it's not my business anymore, and that will be dangerous. So please, whatever we're doing, we should always remember that there are people that are there standing in so that we can sleep, so that we can go about doing our lawful work, so that we can go to church, go to mosque, go to market. Without them standing up, it will be extremely difficult for that. We might not even get the chance to do that. We have seen what other war zones, what is being done, how troops are being suffering, and how civilians are also suffering. To mention the incident in Kaduna, highly regrettable. It shouldn't be our task, our mandate is to protect civilians, not to kill, maim, or destroy anything. And that particular time, we're on the heat of pursuing some bandits within that general area, and unfortunately this happened. I'm happy the President, Commander-in-Chief has instituted a committee that will look into it critically so that they can also advise how to go way forward and how to prevent in future. And then whatever it is, we know the casualties so that they can also be compensated. I assure all Nigerians that the armed forces of Nigeria is here for Nigerians. And we want Nigerians to take ownership of the armed forces of Nigeria. We are not aliens from other countries. We are Nigerians just like every other person here. We have friends, aunties, fathers, mothers, uncles, grandfathers here. So we will not want any harm to befall anybody. I want to also appeal that when you see something not going right, please report. Even if it is our troops that are not doing the right thing, don't just keep quiet and pass by. Because whatever you see and you pass by, which means you have approved it. If you want changes, report so that we can take action. And we want to take action.
Earlier on, the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tokoguzo, gave insight into the aim of the media parley.
The role of the media in nation building cannot be overemphasized. As the fourth estate of the realm, the media has been the watchdog of the society, and this novel role has its implication to the national security. Therefore, the need to partner closely with the media is very important. It is against this backdrop that the Chief of Defense Staff consider you all as very important to interface with. As defense correspondents, you are the ones that break the news to your editors, to your bureau chiefs before it goes public. Therefore, there is the need for the CDS to meet with you as critical stakeholders and share its leadership concept for the armed forces of Nigeria with you.
Shirley Daniels, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, like he said, open the policy. Accountability is what Nigerians demand from our office holders to let us know what they are doing. It's quite very, very important. And for the media, it's good for us to carry the proper information, make confirmation before feeding the public of any half or untruth. Yes, let's go again from Shirley Daniels to the Army headquarters. Yesterday was closing ceremony for the 2023 COAS annual conference that held in Maiduguri, Borno State. Sit back as we bring you the reports.
The courting of the 2023 Chief of Army Staff Conference has drawn to a close in Maiduguri, Borno State. The one-week conference featured many presentations, reports, briefing, project inspections and commissioning, and presentations of items to communities. At the close of the ceremony, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, charged Nigerian Army field commanders at all levels to make good use of the outcomes of vibrant and robust interactions.
As I stated on Monday during the opening ceremony, the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference provides selected participants a veritable platform to review our past achievements, assess current challenges, and strategize for the future, all within the broader context of national security. I'm happy to inform members of the public that in line with our renewed drive for jointness in our operations, the couple of our colleagues from the Nigerian Navy and the Nigerian Air Force actively participated in our deliberations and added significant value to the decisions taken. As intended, these past 4 days have afforded us quality time to review our training, operations, and administrative activities that directly relate to the theme for this conference: personnel motivation for effective operational performance in a joint environment. Our deliberations have addressed various issues relating to the moral, physical, and conceptual components of our fighting power that will further contribute to the effective achievement of security issues crucial to our nation and the external environment.
General Lagbaja equally admonished officers to scale up efforts in tackling security challenges and urged them to devise comprehensive plans to deal decisively with adversaries.
I mentioned in my address at the closing ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff Combined 2nd and 3rd Quarters Conference 2023 that the Nigerian Army can not afford to show a jot of weakness because the adversaries we fight are emboldened by weakness. As you depart from here, I charge you to recalibrate your strength to deal decisive blows to the adversaries within your areas of responsibility. You must, however, exercise the restraints when dealing with the law-abiding citizens we are constitutionally charged to protect.
The Army Chief reiterated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive that all commanders should do all within their ambit to enhance operations.
Mr. President, aside from identifying weeds and commending us, charged us to seize the opportunity of this gathering to focus our vast insights and intellects on how we can better protect the Nigerian people from the unconventional threats confronting our nation. In line with Mr. President's charge, I believe that we have soul-searched and re-strategized to make our operations more effective in a manner that justifies the resources committed to bringing everyone here for this conference.
The conference, which has its theme as Personnel Motivation for Effective Operational Performance in a Joint Environment, provided ample opportunity to deliberate and address various issues relating to troops' morale, physical and conceptual components of Nigerian Army fighting power. Shirley Daniels, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yeah, for sometimes, maybe due to insecurity, some Nigerians have been clamoring that arms should be allowed to be carried by every citizen who will to have one. But there have been a lot of contrary view to that because nations that experiencing such situation are not getting it good as well. Security Watch Africa, Elizabeth Tanko was with the national coordinator of the National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons and brings you this report.
The National Coordinator, National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, NCCSALW, Major General Abba Mohammed Diko, retired, has called for caution in the clamor for legalization of small arms in Nigeria. He made this call in an exclusive interview with Security Watch Africa in his office in Abuja.
I think there is the Firearms Act. And the Firearms Act is specifically domiciled with the police. Even before now, you can acquire a license a weapon that is licensed, but there are categories. And I think that has been clearly enunciated in the Firearms Act, what you can hold as a citizen and what you cannot hold as a citizen. So we must be very careful with generalizing it. We should ask the police on the appropriate guidance, on what a citizen can hold as a weapon. I don't know whether I should say for self-defense, but normally those weapons are for game and then for some other kind of reasons. But by and large, I think irrespective of the caliber and irrespective of the type, this is not time that we should be thinking about everybody should be in possession of weapon. It's a very dangerous trend. For those of us who are from the military background, you see, there is a program in the military. Once you join the army or the military, it's called It Could Be You. That program, It Could Be You, tells you that the same weapon that you think is your instrument of protection is also an instrument of your destruction. So you have to be careful.
He equally warned against some individuals and organizations who, in the guise of offering job opportunities to the youths, extort from them.
So I will advise those people that think that they are advocating for some kind of weapons-free society or whatever, to stop deceiving people and stop dragging innocent youth into that deceit and into that kind of pot of corruption that is going on, because it is corruption. For you to go and set up an institution and then you have no respect whatsoever for the government of the day, and you are deceiving Nigerians youth and recruiting them to nowhere. We've received those reports. People have called us here to confirm whether we are recruiting. Please, don't deceive Nigerians. Don't aid and abet banditry and other kind of criminalities. It means that you have an ulterior motive. Those of you who are doing this, it means you want the state to fail. You want the state to fail. And it is not about that. The issue of the proliferation of illicit small arms and light weapons is the singular thing that is the main catalyst that is driving insecurity in Nigeria. It should not be toyed with. It should not be played with. People should not be dropping names all over the place and carrying paraphernalia all over the place and thinking that that is what it is. It's more than that.
General Diko spoke on how the NCCSALW are tackling challenges.
In every organization, in every setup, there will surely be challenges. But the key thing is that I don't focus on challenges. I focus on how to mitigate these challenges. We must find first and foremost is to have a positive attitude into everything that you do. Challenges at this embryonic stage is bound to happen. We are just 2.5 years old, getting to 3 years. So definitely we are bound to have, institutional challenges. We are bound to have manpower challenges. We are bound to have, all sorts of challenges that you can think of. But we make do with what we have. And that is why we partner with all security agencies in Nigeria. There is no security agency that we have not, partnered with, that we have also not, created a platform as an entry point into this whole, gamut of, the stockpile management. We have developed training modules along with our key partners to help all these arm-bearing security agencies to develop the skill for proper management of their holdings.
He called on Nigerians to embrace peace and shun insecurity. Elizabeth Thango, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Thanks for staying tuned to our station and to your program Security Watch Africa. Yes, we're coasting home. During the week, this book in my hand was launched, officially presented. And this book, Women in Military Service in Nigeria, authored by Major General Priye Fakrora, is retired. It's a very important and a must-have book. Security Watch Africa was also there at the book presentation, and Lucy Tao brings us this report.
Today's woman is a major contributor to nations' building and development. Women globally are playing leading roles in shaping nations and the home. Today, the military in Nigeria can boast of women who have left their mark in the sand of time in different fields. Abuja, Nigeria witnessed the unveiling of the first book on women in the military, authored by a former commander, Nigerian Army Women Corps, Major General Priye Fakrora, now retired. The venue for the book presentation was filled with both retired and serving personnel, the academia, traditional rulers, and well-wishers.
To the glory of God and for the advancement of humanity and indeed the cause of women in both military service and other service, I hereby unveil this book. Congratulations.
At the end of the colorful book presentation, Security Watch Africa spoke with the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, General Lucky Irabo, the traditional ruler of Ipetiama Kingdom, King Bubaraye Dakolo, and the author of the book, Major General Priye Fakrora.
Whilst in service as a CDS, I signed a gender policy document, which of course guides the employment of women in the armed forces. Of course, this book helps to bring greater awareness to everyone, of course, the entire readership of the book, as to the nuances of military service and how it affects women and how women can navigate the contours in service at it were, and also helps to bring understanding to the entire military establishment to begin to see how they can tinker with various policies that will enable it to make not only women more inclusive, but even for them to be more effective as they discharge their responsibilities in the military.
I believe that this book is revolutionary. It is a pioneering effort, and I think it will make a lot of difference in encouraging women in military service, and then also those who are interested in writing more about what he has written about.
I worked with women that showed passion, that showed zeal, and that's why we came up with that slogan, believe in yourself, what a man can do, a woman can do better. Now, when you see women performing, ready to even pay the supreme sacrifice, volunteering to go to the Northeast when I was Commander Women Corps, I was wondering, and I saw that they said, no, what is happening, the women can do. Give us the opportunity. They were yearning for actions. And in line with nature of asymmetric nature of warfare, most armies all over the world now invest in their women folk. My book is very simple. In 3 words, the book is informative, it is useful, and it's intellectually stimulating.
The book was reviewed by an eminent scholar, Dr. Blossom Otagide of Federal University, Lafia. As the pioneer book on women in the military in Nigeria, the book is expected to provide credible insight into women participation in national security. Lucy Tao, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, we must give way for other programs to continue. But if you have enjoyed watching this episode, join us again next week when we bring you another exciting package. Until we come your way again this week, I would suggest, please, that you follow us on all our social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and send us email, your views and questions so that we can interact with you. Until we come here again next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.